we'll go ahead and take a few squeegees here from the manual, and let's see if we can get a couple of squeegees and flood bars over here, and we'll show you how we do it. Basically, there's more than one way to skin a cat, so let's go ahead and show you how we're gonna do this. All right, what we got here is a chemical that's known as a ghost image haze remover, and basically it's going to take off the ink and clean our utensils and our squeegees for us. So we're going to go ahead and refill it up real quick with a little bit of more of this chemical in this 5-gallon here. Get the funnel. It's good to have a funnel, man, so you can pour this contents from the 5-gallon into the funnel. That way you don't spill it and waste none of the excess. Let's try to be careful here. Waste not, want none, man. That's about, should be enough right there to get us going. I like to put the nozzle on mist so it doesn't waste the product, and also so if it was on jet, it might backsplash on me. So I like to put it on mist so it economizes on the product, and also it won't get that backsplash. So I take a squeegee in the flood bar. I usually like to move this rack that they have here for the screens that you can buy in addition when you buy the washout booth. So I like to buy this black, take out this for the screen rack, and just use it straight on the washout booth, on the floor of the washout booth. So I do is give it a little bit, wet it a little bit with some water. Spray some of this ghost image dehazer remover on there. Basically acts like an ink ingredient, and it undermines the ink and takes it off. Then I get my scrub brush here. Let me get right here beside you. My scrub brush. I always like to put a little bit on the scrub brush every once in a while. This scrub brush is easy to use. That's why I like these ones right here. Then some of the ones you find at the screen printing supply stores, they have that little pad, but that pad wears out, especially on these sharp corners and stuff around the squeegee and the flood bars. And this bristle brush seems to last a long time. It's just a basic utility scrub brush, and it has a handle so you can really get a good grip on there. Try to get in all the little cracks and crevices, get all that ink off of there. It's always good to clean this thoroughly because you never know what color is going to go in there, especially if it's a white or something. You don't want to get cross-contaminated by another ink. So you want to keep those nice and clean.
I was just going to ask that. What will happen if it's like, it will show up basically?
Well, yeah, it starts migrating when you put it on the press and you set up a job, and there's ink trapped inside the ridge of the squeegee underneath the blade or something, or even inside the squeegee holder. The ink could start migrating into the ink that you have, and it'll start creating like stripes and stuff into the ink and start bleeding in the ink, and basically just contaminating your ink color, which you don't want. So just clean it thoroughly as best you can. Okay, I like to go ahead and get that pressure washer and high pressure rinse this stuff down here. Always make sure all the air is dispelled from your pressure washer before you use it and turn on the power, because this will save the life of your pressure washer. And when you hear them, sometimes they're making noises because they're cavitating and they have air in there. You need to dispel the air and make sure the water's coming out. That sounds good right there. So let's turn on the power. There we go. Flip it around. Have a nice clean flood bar. I'll set it right here. on the dip tank. Now let's get that squeegee. Always be careful with these pressure washers, especially when I got my hand in the area where I'm holding the squeegee, or you're holding anything in your hand, because this pressure washer does have a lot of power and it could have a lot of force and possibly rip your skin. So just be careful. And that's how we clean a squeegee and a flood bar and the washout bolt. Let's go here. I'm gonna show you how I do this. Since it has water, I'm gonna go ahead and dry them up real fast. So I'll use the air hose. It's always good to have an air hose connected to a compressor. And that's how we clean the squeegee and the flood bar and the solvent tank without using the solvent tank in the washout booth.